If I say Scotland, what do you think of? If you're Scottish, then ask, what do other people think of? And then ask, where and when did that all begin? If you're interested in the people, places and events in Scottish history, then click the subscribe button at the bottom right of the screen and ring the notification bell to be told when I upload new videos. In the meantime, let me tell you a story. A rolling square sausage and iron brew before going out on a dreich day to lose at football, get accosted by a jakey on the way back, but still be able to laugh about your day in the pub. Or maybe snapping a picture of a hairy coo in Highland dress while cruising along a loch with a ruined castle in the background as the sound of the pipes fills the air. It was our national bard that said, "Oh, the gift that God would give us to see ourselves as others see us." As a tour guide, the second of these images is the one of Scotland that people look for when they come to visit. But why? Today, I want to take you to the place where it all started, to tell you how it all started. So, whether you seek the history or the romance, there's something in this for you. 2 for the price of 1. Just like the mirrored glass of Trossach's Loch gives you twice the slice of mountain views. Now, let's see if I can strike a half-price deal with a bike hire at Loch Katrine. It's a fantastic day for a cycle. Let me show you something. Cycling along the north side of Loch Katrine, we eventually come to Glengyle. That was the birthplace of the famous, celebrated, notorious Rob Roy. But we're not going all the way to the top of the loch. We're going to stop at a wonderful spot called Brennachoil. This is the kind of place where you can just imagine Victorian leisure seekers coming to picnic. And you wouldn't be far from the truth. This loch, its surroundings, and the people who wrote about it transformed the image of Scotland. I told you Rob Roy was born further up the loch, and in the early 1700s, this was his stomping ground. Bandit country. We're told Rob's accomplice, Roderick Dhu, Black Roderick, would use a high point at the bottom of the loch to watch out for redcoats and warn Rob Roy to make for the hills. Wild, impenetrable Highland wastes. As Jacobitism continued into the middle of the 1700s, the Highlands became even more threatening. So dangerous were people and places like this that even their clothing was outlawed. But in 1789, 2 things happened. A young lad of 17 was sent on an errand for his solicitor father. The young lad had to deliver a warrant of enforcement to some stubborn Highland tenants of the Stuarts of Appin. For his protection, he was escorted by a sergeant and 6 armed soldiers from Stirling Castle. That young lad made 2 decisions. He himself would become a solicitor, and he'd come back here someday. The young lad's name was Walter Scott. The other thing that happened that year was that Lady Clementina Drummond of Perth had workmen blast through the rock where we made our approach so that the loch could be accessed by horse and carriage. And she built 2 wicker huts up at the lookout previously used by Rob Roy's accomplice so that people could come for a few days and bask in the glory of the view up this delightful loch. That's right, Scots invented glamping pods as well. In 1803, some of our early customers passed this point as they headed down the loch to where I hired my bike. Their names were Dorothy and William Wordsworth and their friend Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Of course, they weren't Loch Katrine's only literary visitors. You see, in 1805, Walter Scott, remember him, had written a narrative poem about a border feud called The Lay of the Last Minstrel. It brought both attention and visitors to the Scottish borders. But he hadn't forgotten this beautiful place from his younger years, and he thought a descriptive narrative from this place would do the same for the Scottish Highlands. In August and September 1809, 20 years after he'd passed this way as a youth, Walter Scott returned. He returned to the glamping pods used by Coleridge and the Wordsworths, but his impact would be far greater than theirs. As Scott looked out from the viewpoint up this path, he was inspired to write a narrative poem that has probably had more impact on Scotland than any other. The Lady of the Lake was the most fabulous romantic romp. Walter Scott named the baddie character after Roderick Dhu, whose clandestine lookout up here had become a romantic viewpoint. He also incorporated the Stuarts of Appin, who'd featured in that writ delivery 20 years before, the historical feud between the Stuart kings and the Douglases, and a hermit, a murder, the regent of James VI, a secret island, a love story, chivalry, rebellion, risk and redemption. Oh! The narrative poem that he created started with a stag hunt along the shoreline. There are boat trips to the secret island, there are battles and one-to-one combat fought out with this Highland scenery as its backdrop. When Roderick Dhu arrives in the scene, his oarsmen rowing his birl into the island sing his praise in a Gaelic rowing song, which translated starts, "Hail to the chief who in triumph advances, honoured and blessed be the evergreen pine." A couple of years after the publication of the poem, a songwriter, James Sanderson, set this song to music. The tune, "Hail to the Chief," has taken on a life of its own. The reason Roderick Dhu is coming to the island is to propose marriage to the heroine of the piece, Ellen Douglas, the Lady of the Lake. Well, Loch, really. After he gets a knockback, he heads off to rebel against King James V, who's been running around dressed down pretending he's some guy imaginatively named James Fitzjames. As the recalcitrant Roderick Dhu is heading off to battle with his rebellious warriors, he's brought to a stop when he hears Ellen Douglas in a cave singing. Accompanied by harp, she sings a beautiful prayer to the Virgin Mary. Now, when Franz Schubert later composed a series of 7 songs based on this poem, this was what he called Ellen's third song. You'll know it as Ave Maria. In the third section of the poem, when Roderick Dhu wanted Clan Alpin to rise against King James, a fiery cross was sent round to summon the Highland clans in the usual way. Inspiration that fed symbology to the Ku Klux Klan and the white supremacist film Birth of a Nation. But the poem also inspired emancipated slave and abolitionist campaigner Frederick Douglass, who took his free name, Douglas, from characters in this poem. How many of you knew that the view from this point has given the world all that and more? You see, I bring people here on my group tours, and please forgive me if I take this opportunity to advertise that you can join me on various wonderful group tours or personalised tours of Scotland when I show you the wonders and I tell you the history of the country that I love. If you want some more information about touring with me, then click the link top right or in the description below. Or email alexis@scotlandhistorytours.co.uk. But the only reason I do this wonderful job of showing people Scotland, the reason that Scottish tourism started was because on the 8th of May 1810, as a dejected country toiled through the hardships of Napoleonic wars, Walter Scott published a poem inspired by this view. A poem whose first edition of 2000 sold out in no time. A poem that had sold 10 times that number in a few months. A poem of which by 20th of February 1811, Scott informed a friend that no less than 25,000 copies have disappeared in 8 months, and the demand is so far from being abated that another edition is now at press. Through that poem, the world discovered the beauty of the Scottish Highlands. People flocked here and Walter Scott was made. He dined with the Prince Regent, and when the Prince Regent became king, it was Walter Scott who planned his 1822 visit to Scotland with tartan pageantry and Highland dress so recently banned. That was the focus of activity. When that king's niece, Victoria, read Walter Scott, she too was smitten, and a Highland revival, a castle at Balmoral, and many a tartan shortbread tin followed. This is where the romantic picture of Scotland was born. Whether you come here with me, you come here yourself, or you come here with somebody else, you should come. Hire a bike from Katrine Wheels, take a boat trip on the steamship Walter Scott, or just come up here and look. Now, I've made a video that tells you a bit more about the tartan kilts and the Highlandification of Scottish culture. You should watch it. It's coming up on screen now. Support the channel by clicking top right to become a Patreon member, or buy me a coffee in the description below. In the meantime, ha' mín dóchas go be lá má life. Sherry and Rasta.